today I want to give you some training on PicMonkey. It is really easy for you to create a couple different kinds of images on PicMonkey. Right now, let's talk about how to just create a simple background with a saying on your image. So we don't even have to import a background. We can just choose design and then choose square. You can pick another size, but square keeps it pretty easy, and those share very nicely on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you want to share them on social media. So you're just starting here with a blank canvas. And you can see it defaults over on the left to canvas color. So you can just click and choose a color if you want to start with, or you could say, no, I actually want to go to pick a texture. And then you would click this image right down here, which is the textures image. And again, you can import your own image. And when you click this, it's just, you can choose where you're going to get that image from. Or you can pick one of their images. Now, some of these are going to be locked because they are part of the premium version, the Royale, as PicMonkey calls it. So, and I do have this for myself, but you don't necessarily need it. I mean, there is so much you can do with PicMonkey just with the free version. So let's go ahead and choose one of those options. So this is the light trails, and we can pick something that's a light trail. So that's kind of neat. And then there are different things that you can do with it. Overlays. How do you want to change it? So let's just say we're going to keep it the same, but you can also change the color saturation or the fading of it. So there's a lot you can play with. So feel free to do that a little bit, but I highly suggest you don't get lost in it. It's easy to happen where you just start playing so much and it's like, oh my god, I just lost half an hour. So just pick one, say apply, great. Now if you're going to add a quote, well, first let's say, what's my quote going to be on? So say we want like a happy day quote. Something good's going on today and I just want something happy. Let's see, what do we like? Let's say we're going to pick this Norman Vincent Peale one. So right now I'm just going to copy and paste. And you want to make sure you have who that quote comes from, so you give the correct attribution. And if you want, you could say it's from Brainy Quotes, but quotes is something that you find everywhere. So I guess, personally, I don't feel that is that necessary because you're going to be able to find that quote. Okay, so his name is down here. I'll put that actually in a different text field. So this is the first one, and we'll change this a little bit, but let's make sure we get who it's from. It's from Norman Vincent Peale. So now we have our quote. Now you can select this. There are all sorts of different options for how you want it to look, and then you can make it bigger or not bigger. Now I think that's a little hard to read, so I don't want to pick that blackjack one, and the size went big on me there. So I'm going to pick something else. I'm going to try for something that I think would be easy for people to read, and if they can read it easily, they're more likely going to share it around. Now you can click on the side here and drag, or you can bring the whole thing. You can play with the sizing until it fits the space the way you want. Just know if you keep changing the font, it's gonna change the size. So I think this one's pretty easy to read. I think I'll keep that one. Now that's Playfair, and I want to pick the same one for this bottom one, and I want this all in one line, so I'm just going to drag it on the edge there. Let me take that. I could choose to center it, and you have options here. You can play and have a different color, your text a different color, sizes. I want this to be readable, so I'm not going to really play too much with any of that. I want it easy. We're going to center this, and there's one last text thing that I highly recommend you add. So I say if you're going to put a quote and share it on social media, you want people to know who's sharing that information. Now this doesn't have to be big. I'm just putting the URL so people can find my website and kind of know who's sharing this information that they might like, or this quote. If they find they're on Instagram and they're seeing different quotes I say, and I really like what she's talking about. I want to learn more about what she has to say. Well, if you have your URL there, they can come check you out, and see if they connect with you a little bit further. So there, we already created a quick photo saying in PicMonkey, the free version, and now all you have to do is click Save. Now give it a name. So I'm going to say it's quote 5. Believe in yourself. You can type out the whole thing or whatever makes it meaningful for you. You can choose the quality, the size. Generally, I just pick the same. If you're sharing it on social media, maybe the tiny file size is good if you know you're going to be creating tons of these. And if it's just text, you probably doesn't need to be that big. And then you can see what, maybe that's a good size for you. I've been kind of playing with 450. It's bigger. It would work on the web more for me and sharing, and I can always make it smaller, easier later, but to make it larger is going to be more challenging. And then you can go ahead and click Save and tell it where you want it to save. And there you go. You have made your first one. Now to stop this one and make another one, just click the X up here at the right. Now let's make another one where we actually use our own image. So I am going to pick an image. Okay, let's use this one. This is a photo I took in the I'm gonna get it wrong. It's near Aspen. Bells. The maroon bells. So this is, so I already have a nice image, so I don't really need to play with that, but I just want to put some text on it. And you can see this image is kind of small. I could probably try and blow it up. It's probably not going to retain as good of quality. So here's the resize if you wanted to do that. So it says it's a 240. Say if I wanted to bring it up to a 250. Okay, you know what? For this image, that's still looking, it hasn't lost any of the quality. It still looks really good. So it's probably okay. I could go ahead and apply that. But depending on the image quality of what you're importing, that may or may not work for you. So let's, oh, see, that's a broil one. We can't use that one. There are tons of different options here. Let's try Roman antique. Climb the highest mountain. Sound of Music is going to be on this week, right? See if we can fit that at that size. Just barely. So all we have to do is go ahead and save, give it a name. And again, I have that small file size here, and just click Save to the computer. And you're done. So very easy using PicMonkey to create a photo saying that you can then share on all of your social media platforms.